In life, there's tons of things that you can purchase, and some purchases are better than others, while others are just really not a good decision at all. So I'm going to go through a list of 7 things that I found were really, really good investments in my life. These investments have either made me more money, made my life easier, or just enjoyable in some sort of way. So without further ado, let me show you the 7 things that I've invested in that were amazing purchases. We'll start off backwards at number 7. And these are in no particular order. I kind of ordered them in a way where once you get to the top, it's more leverageable things where it made my life easier and it made me money or showed me quicker results. So we'll start off at number 7, which is new computers. So a new computer is a really good investment. It's because we use computers pretty much every day, depending on what you do. You're basically using a computer a lot these days, especially in modern times. With all the AI stuff, a lot of people are getting into AI things, and you need a computer for all this stuff. So getting a really good computer that works for what you're doing is super important. Say you're a creative. Well, I got a Mac laptop and a Mac desktop because the operating systems are amazing for creative work on those things. And they're just workhorses. They keep working and they're nice to use. And it's just a very enjoyable experience. But if you were more into, say, programming or like video game play, you're a gamer, you're an online gamer, then Macs are probably not the best choice because the operating systems don't really work well in those fields. So you kind of need to pick a computer that works for you. I'm not saying Apple's for everybody. I do recommend it for creators because it's just, you can create some crazy stuff on them. But get a computer that works for you and what you're doing. And the main thing is you want to get a computer that lasts the test of time. It doesn't break down after a month. And you enjoy using it. And it gets your tasks done. That's the main things. If you get something that falls into those lines, then that's the perfect way to go. Now we go to number 6, which I put a nice apartment. The reason why I put a nice apartment is because your surroundings, your living space, really affect your work and your mood and how you go about your day. So I got a really nice apartment because I like the look of it. I like the layout. It's not too big, not too small. It's perfect size. And I enjoy it. And I know where everything is in here. I close my eyes and walk around and grab anything that I need. And also, if you don't fully cheap out on a place, you spend the money for a nice place, it actually forces you to make more money. So like, if you get a really nice place, you're like, shit, I need to fork out $3,000 by the end of the month. Now, how do I find that money? And then you find the money, and usually when you find more money to pay higher bills, usually you end up making more money and keeping more money at the end of that month than you normally do. So it kind of pushes you to grow. Then we'll get into number 5 here. Number 5, I put film gear. Now, film gear for me because I do content, but it could be whatever gear you need to use to do the thing that you're doing. So say you're an e-com guy. I don't know what e-com guys need. A computer, I guess. But whatever you're doing, so say, we already went into computers, but say e-com, just because I already said it. You're doing e-com, you need a new computer, that's your gear. That's your gear. Maybe you need a camera to take pictures of the products that you're putting on there and film ads. That could be your thing, buying some camera gear. Whatever gear you need to do your thing, that's a really good investment because it's going to up the quality of your work. You're going to have better gear to work with. You're going to enjoy using that gear to do the thing, and you're going to do it more, and you're going to see consistency. You're going to see a rise in your skill levels improving because you're going to be more consistent doing that thing more. So that gear is a super good investment once you start making progress and seeing results in your craft. Number 4, I put an e-bike. Now, if you're in the city, an e-bike is a really, really good investment, a super good investment. It's because driving a car around the city, if you've done it before, it's not the easiest feat. So I ended up investing in an e-bike, and I can just hop on this bike, rip around town, lock it up nice and firm. Someone tried to steal it the one time, and I ended up suing their ass because it has a bunch of features on it, so I know exactly where it's going. So now my e-bike's free. Don't mess with a man's e-bike, you get burned in the end. So I had to pay for mine, but it's good to invest in a really good e-bike so you can go quick, get to where you need to be, and it's safe. So if someone takes it, then you're not getting screwed. They're getting screwed, and they deserve it. So don't feel bad about screwing them over. I don't. I kind of laughed because, hey, don't steal a man's whip. Don't mess with a man's whip. It's karma will come back to you. And if anyone messes with anybody's whip and I see the karma coming back, I always laugh because it's hilarious. So get yourself an e-bike if you're in the city. Try it out. You can even rent one for a day, see what it's all about, and then if you like it, you can invest in one and pull the trigger. You're a bike guy now, and you just get those conversations up too when someone sees you driving a nice e-bike down the road. They're like, "Man, where'd you get that?" And it just starts conversations, and it makes you a little more of an interesting person. A lot of people around here know me now because of the bike. So, and they've seen it looks a little different now, and they ask me why, and I say, yeah, someone took it and I got a free paint job. So it starts even more of a conversation, and it's a really cool thing. Number 3, we're gonna get into gym memberships now. Being fit and healthy, that's the best thing you can do with your body. Strengthening it as much as you can so you're harder to kill. And what a gym membership will do is it'll give you that pressure to go to the gym because you're like, shit, I spend $1,000 for the year for this gym membership. I need to use it and get into the gym. And then it gets you into the gym more, and then by the time you realize what's going on, it's like, wow, I'm really regular at the gym. I'm starting to see results. And then you want to go just because you're seeing results, and you're just straight up enjoying the gym. So that's the power behind a gym membership. Plus, when you have the gym membership, you don't need to worry about having equipment at your place. You can just go right to the gym. You have a huge variety of equipment, and you can be more versatile with your workouts. Just have more fun. And you never know, you might find your future wife there. So there's tons of hot girls at the gym. So check out a gym membership. That's 100% worth it every single time. Number 2, we're gonna get into courses. These are courses to learn the skill that you're in. Say you're into content creation, you buy a content creation course and you start learning the craft of filming, what equipment you should be using, and just get really into it and learn all the shots you can take, and like all the different kinds of videos you can make, and all the techniques that go behind what you're trying to learn. And then you can make more money once you get better at your skill. So that's a huge investment right there. It builds your career and it builds confidence, and you get your money back after a certain time anyway. So, why not? Why not? And on the note of courses, I do offer coaching, and you can find that down in the description. Check it out. Be glad to have you. So we'll end this off with number 1, which is the thing that I invested in last year, which is a brotherhood and mentor. Their brotherhood, it's basically a bunch of guys that are in the same network get together. You know, you have masterminds, you have yacht club parties, and when you get together at these events, you tell the stories of your successes and failures, and you just build connections, build relationships, a bunch of guys, and you guys all share knowledge naturally. You won't be just like standing there all nerdy just talking about business all the time. That's not what a brotherhood mentor and, well, maybe a mentor is more like, you know, back to back, just, you know, teachings and stuff, but that's after you get together and everything, and you talk about the stories, and you just build a bond with a bunch of guys. And if you have any questions about anything, you know, just as you're running around living life, then you can message one of your boys and say, hey, I was wondering about this, have any thoughts on it? And then they just give you a little rundown right then and there and tell you what they know, and you pass on information like that. And then once you get into the mentoring side of the brotherhood, you sit down, live calls, you know, you talk about what's working, what's not, and then you get instant feedback right then and there from someone that's done the thing that you're trying to accomplish. So that's, in my opinion, I put that one as number one, because that's in my opinion, the most important thing to invest in. Once you get to that point anyways. At the start, I'd just recommend doing the courses, you know, learning your skill a bit, and then once you get really in depth and you know what you're going to be doing, then that's when you go into a brotherhood and a mentor. So I hope you guys got something out of this list here. This is just a quick 7 things that really, you know, means a lot to me that I invested in my lifetime. So if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up. If you want to stay a while, then subscribe, because I put out a video every single day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I give myself the weekend to batch content. So the weekend I do other things. But hope you guys enjoyed. God bless, and I'll see you next time, my friends.